From the Tongva Native Americans to the arrival of the Spaniards and all the way to Lucky Baldwin, Arcadia's path to cityhood was long and arduous. Following its incorporation as a city in 1903, Arcadia's population grew as more and more establishments were built. But while Arcadia was developing and started gaining its own identity, World War I began. With the entire world at war, Arcadia had to help with the war efforts and became home to the U.S. Army's Ross Field Balloon School. Officers were trained in techniques to observe hot air balloons in case of enemy activity.
None of the soldiers that were actually here learning how to do that were actually sent to Europe, because the war actually ended before any of the people that were being trained finished their trainings.
With the war ending in 1918, the 1920s came around and brought with it the Roaring Twenties. Arcadia's population grew even more, being known for its agricultural activities.
And that was the era of the chickens in Arcadia. People came and purchased large plots of land to raise chicken. It was the chicken capital of Southern California.
Sadly, the Roaring Twenties would be soon silenced by the arrival of the Great Depression and the outbreak of World War II.
The Santa Anita Assembly Center was created and used at the Santa Anita racetrack to house Japanese Americans. The Santa Anita Assembly Center was actually the largest assembly center and the longest running assembly center.
After World War II, the world's population grew rapidly, and Arcadia was no different. Though the city was still a rural environment, it was still developing into a suburban area.
My house, when we moved into it, one of the sheds was originally a chicken coop, because Arcadia was very big on poultry at one time. A shed in the back, which was originally a horse barn. Arcadia was a very rural town.
Today, Arcadia has over 50,000 residents and is still growing. Now that we've covered the general history of the city, it is time to discuss about one of Arcadia's greatest attractions, its education system. Tune in for part 3 as we talk more about the school we all attend, Arcadia High.